When it comes to ASTRAEOS, building in caves can be difficult, so I proudly present top 3 PvP caves with full base designs on ASTRAEOS. Coming at number 3, this can be found at 74.7 latitude and 5.5 longitude. Then there it is on the map. Now this one can be found underwater. As you can see, it can be found over in the kind of newer area. Just find this little tiny entrance. By little tiny, I mean it's got a decent size to it. Anyways, this underwater cave actually opens up into a just above cave where there's actually air and you're able to breathe in. It's very similar to Mushroom Cave on Ragnarok. It's actually very similar with the size as well. Now this thing is absolutely massive, so going to fill this entire area is going to be a bit of a pain. I'm really not sure what we're going to do. I'm probably just going to focus on this back area over here because I physically cannot fill up this entire cave. That's how big that this thing is. Now you have a lot of room in here, so it's going to be very difficult to fill up this cave even if I wanted to. This video is sponsored by Mitra 9. Mitra 9 is a kava and kratom seltzer company which provides an alternative to alcohol. These drinks give you a high but without the impairment. They have a ton of great flavors, my favorite being tropical. Simply go to mitra9.com and use my code Outcasts and you will get 25% off your entire order. If you're looking for a great alternative to coffee or just a way to get you going in the morning, Mitra is definitely the way to go. Now back to the video. Now here is the full base design. So I went with a different style. I have 3 different types of styles for this one. This first one is more of like a turret tower. It's a floating turret tower, but it is on some vacuum compartments, making this thing pretty much overpowered. This is 100 turrets. It covers every single square area of this entire little inlet right here, except for one tiny little area, but they can't even get over there. Anyways, it's actually a lot more overpowered than you think, and then you have a giant vacuum wall back here just kind of stop players. So yeah, just raiding that thing alone is going to be an absolute pain, and you just cannot take it down, meaning that you have to take down every single vacuum compartment on these towers. So yeah, do your research a little bit on this before you start to judge. It does look weak, but I'm telling you, these things are much more powerful than you think. So I went ahead and placed 2 more of these inside, but these are more of like a mini version. It just kind of helps stop some players. Yes, they can get around it, but you know, with the 100 turret limit, I had to kind of fit some other ones in here where I could. Anyways, here's your main base. And this thing is absolutely massive, just to show you guys the true scale of this cave. I fit everything in this little tiny area. So yeah, as you can see, you have your entire couple vault walls right there, and then here's your full crafting station with a nice little daddy floor, 3 replicators, tons of chem benches and fabricators, a couple smithies as well. You do have a cryo floor over here in the corner as well, which has more than enough cryos, as well as a large teleporter over there. On the opposite side, you have some refrigerators and industrial preserving bin, and you got some of your large crop plots, some beer barrels, you know, cookers, grills. Then here are your forges. You have a total of 6 steam forges, and then a nice little vault wall and some daddy storage as well over there. Now that's your entire base right here. Oh yeah, and then a transmitter in the middle. Forgot about that one. But yeah, that's your entire base, and then I went ahead and put your little raising area over here in the corner. Coming at number 2, this can be found at 7.8 latitude and 15.0 longitude. Then there it is on the map. Now this is one of the better areas, and yes, on video this doesn't look that big, but I'm telling you, after building in this thing, it is absolutely enormous. So this having 2 entrances is going to make it a little bit difficult, or you know, I thought it would. It actually makes it a little bit easier to work with, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. Inside you have an insane amount of flat room, and shockingly this looks super flat. It's actually slightly elevated and like curves down, which does kind of run into some issues when I build in a little bit. But yeah, let's get on to that full base design. Now here is your full base design. This consists of 2 massive turret towers out front, as well as a pretty big turret wall inside. Now these turret towers are built to kind of keep dinos off of them, so if somebody tries to, you know, just drop a stego or something on it, it will instantly fall off the side. It has some floating turret towers in the middle, and by floating I mean these are used with the little tech cellar doors. And they're connected, meaning that they have to tear down this entire thing for that main center section to fall. That is the only way to get that thing to fall as well. Each of those towers have about 30-ish turrets on them. Then here is your main turret wall inside. Now this is a completely different design that I'm trying. It's basically a floating turret wall. So essentially what that means is that somebody cannot take down one part of it. They have to take down the entire thing for that thing to fall. Then you have another like backup one back here. Then behind that I went ahead and did something different and put just a bunch of behemoth gates on here just to kind of stop players from getting in, just to, you know, help kind of push them back. And over here you have your tinker desk, you know, embryo stuff, as well as that little thingy, I forget what it's called. Nice little vault wall. Here's your full crafting station. With a massive Dedi floor, you got your 3 replicators again, as well as your fabricators, chem benches, and smithies. A couple more Dedi storages on the left and right side. Then you have some vault storage as well. Then you have your beds over here, cookers and grills over there, as well as your full vault storage area. And yes, that is quite a bit of vaults. It doesn't look like a lot, it is. Then you got your 6 forges over there, as well as a cryo floor. This fit perfectly in here because of how elevated that it is. And you have your crop plots over here, a refrigerator wall, industrial preserving bin, some cryos for your water dinos, your indie cooker, oh my god, not indie cookers, you get what I mean. Anyways, tech teleporter, then you have a cloning chamber in here, as well as your full hatchery over here. And you're able to fit all of that in here while still having a ton of room for dino storage. Coming at number 1, this can be found at 9.6 latitude and 10.2 longitude. Then here it is on the map. Now this cave is by far one of the most overpowered caves on this map just because of the layout of this thing, and it also being a waterfall cave, meaning that it's pretty much invisible to the eye. Now as you can see here on the entrance, it is absolutely massive, but still being very narrow, and having it be tall is going to be a bit of a pain for trying to build a defense system in here, but these long hallways are what makes this thing absolutely insane. So the long hallways just make this thing super overpowered, as you have room for multiple turret walls, tons of just random spam turrets, really anything that you want to put in here. Then it opens up into this absolutely massive room. You have these 2 crystals in the middle, which you unfortunately cannot get rid of. Those are just permanent, so you kind of have to build around those. Now this doesn't look as big as it really is. There is an absolute insane amount of room in here, and with this build I wasn't even able to fill up this entire room. Let's get on to the full base design. Now here is the full base design. Now this is a lot, so I'm going to kind of put you step by step with this. So these railings on the ground are to prevent rocket raiding, so you cannot run, because every time that they jump they get stuck on the other rail. In here you have another floating turret floating turret wall, again, which is connected with these cellar doors. They're basically invisible cellar doors that cannot be damaged. They can only be taken down by these back structures back here. Then you got a nice little room right there for your, I guess, just raid stuff, or really whatever you want to do with it. Then you have a second one up here. Now this one is interconnected, so it's kind of connected on some areas of the ground, and then this bottom portion is another floating area. The only way to take these down are with these back ones back here. It's the only way to take these turret walls down. They're absolutely overpowered, they're pretty insane too, and the turrets have no out of line of sights, meaning that they will shoot at all corners. Now here's your main base. Huge platform. I think it's about a 20 by 20. Got your cloning chamber over here in the middle, all of your tinker stuff over here, you know, stuff from Aberration. Got your steam forges in here. I cannot talk today. As well as your grinders over here, some Dedi storages, your fabricator area. Then you have your chem benches over here and some smithies on this corner. Now you do have some interior turrets just to kind of help out in case something goes wrong. And over here you got your Dedi floors, as well as 4 replicators. Back in here you have a nice little vault walls just for some extra storage. Nice little hatchery, a ton of refrigerators, you know, your cookers, grills, barrels, crop plots, industrial cookers over here, and then you have a bio grinder. That's something new that I haven't put in any other base. And then over here you have a cryo floor, which is absolutely massive, as well as all of your vault storage area, you know, just Dedi storage, kind of, and really whatever you want to do with this area. And then your teleporter there in the middle. Then up top is just another little area just to store dinos. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please leave some feedback in the comment section down below, and thanks for watching.